Hey guys, AirTS here, Air for short. I was summoning a mystical scroll and I just got the water nine-tailed fox and I've never made a video on her, so I thought I'd plug this in and make a video and discuss the runes for this monster. Keep in mind these are just suggestions for this monster and you don't need to follow them if you don't want to, but also feel free to leave any suggestions of your own in the comment section below. If I don't suggest something that works for nine-tailed fox that you think will work. So, let's take a look at this monster. She is an attack type, and her first skill is Will-O-the-Wisp. Attacks the enemy 3 times with a shimmering light. Now, I'm pretty certain that when she is awakened, this skill changes. I believe it freezes. We'll check that out. We've got Soul Snatcher. Throws soul beads at the enemy to deal damage, and recovers the same amount of the inflicted damage as HP. So this is really amazing. A lot of the time when you're going to heal based on damage, it's a percentage, and it usually sits around 30%. This is 100% of the damage you do, you're going to heal yourself with. So that's really amazing. Then we've got Cleanse. This is her big skill that everybody loves. Inflicts damage to all enemies and removes beneficial effects on all enemies. So that's amazing because she is basically the counter to Chloe, who starts a battle off by putting a shield and immunity on everybody. Then Nine-Tailed Fox comes along and removes that. So, yeah, let's take a look at what happens when she's awakened. I'm pretty sure she gets a freeze, but I'm not 100% certain. Yeah, so 10% chance to freeze the enemy for all 3 hits. And I don't think it has any skill ups to improve that rate, so it's not a high chance of freezing, but if it does happen, that's pretty awesome. So, rune-wise, with this monster, there's a few possibilities. You can go Swift, because you're going to need her to be pretty quick to counter Chloe's, but you don't want her to be too fast. You just want her to be faster than your monsters, but slower than the average Chloe. The average Chloe is usually runed towards 200 speed. So if you put this girl at 180, 190, she'll be extremely fast, and maybe a little slower than most of the Chloes. That's an extreme competitive gameplay. You need her to have high accuracy, so focus runes are definitely recommended. You want her to sit around an 85% accuracy. Otherwise, this will not remove beneficial effects. Now, if you don't want to do Swift, you can go Despair with this monster. This does hit all enemies, so it'll have a good chance of stunning. It'll remove beneficial effects such as immunity and potentially apply a stun. That's kind of a fun little trick that you can do with this monster. If you do Despair, I would still put speed on 2, but then you're going to want a lot of attack percentage only because of the second skill. So the more attack power she has, the more damage she does, the more she's going to heal herself. So she kind of self-heals. Well, not kind of. She does self-heal. So you're going to want attack percentage on 4 and attack percentage on 6 with accuracy substats. I think accuracy substats are really important for this monster, as well as speed and attack power. So substats wise, you're looking for accuracy. And then main stats, you're looking for speed as well as attack percentages. Another thing you could do with her is Violent runes, obviously. Violent works on all monsters. She could potentially cleanse, then she could potentially heal herself, and if it procs again, she could potentially freeze somebody. Who knows? So Violent is always an option. I really think if you go Despair, couple it with Focus runes. If you go Violent, again, Focus runes. And if you do Swift, Focus runes. I think Focus runes are really important for this monster, just because accuracy is so important for her. The freeze requires accuracy, as well as the cleanse, and the cleanse is sort of the big reason you'll use her. So, yes. Another way you can ruin her is she is an attack type monster, so you can do the Rage Blade or the Fatal Blade. Um, if you really are going for damage, you want a high damage dealer, then attack percentage on 2, crit damage on 4, and attack percentage on 6. But you're still looking for accuracy substats, and then on top of that, with the Rage Blade or Fatal Blade, you're looking for crit rate substats. So that's a more complicated build for this monster. Um, it requires accuracy as well as crit rate substats, and she's going to be slower, so she's not going to be um, so strategic, I suppose. She's going to be a damage dealer. Not usually what people do with this monster. I think most people would do either Despair, Swift, or Violent. Now, trying to think of what else you could do with her. I think those are the big ones. If you do Swift runes, I didn't tell you what main stats you use. I would do Speed on 2, and then again, attack percentage on 4, and attack percentage on 6. If you happen to have a high crit rate substat on your Despair or Swift, put crit damage on 4, and she'll do even more. So that's just a helpful little trick. If your crit rate is quite high with rune sets that aren't rage, put crit damage on 4, and the monster will benefit quite a bit in attack power, especially an attack type like her. And she has a leadership skill. Increases the attack power of allied monsters with water attribute by 40%, so that's not bad. She's good for water teams. So yeah, to sort of sum this up, Swift focus, Violent focus, Despair focus, Rage Blade or Fatal Blade, and then Rage Blade, Fatal Blade, you're going to do attack percentage on 2, crit damage on 4, attack percentage on 6. If you use any of the other ones, I would do Speed on 2, attack percentage on 4, and attack percentage on 6. Unless you have a high crit rate with those rune setups, then put crit damage on 4. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. I'm actually really happy that I summoned her. I think she's one of the best nine-tailed fox monsters in the game, only because of this cleanse. I mean, I guess not really in the game. The light one's pretty amazing. She has a crazy skill. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully this has been helpful for you. Leave any suggestions in the comment section below if I didn't suggest something that you think might work for this monster. Till next time, peace.